This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver. I have with me John Kaiser from the Kaiser Research Online. He's a speaker, he's a writer, he's an expert in his field. Ladies and gentlemen, John Kaiser, welcome back to SNN Live.
Shelley, it's great to be back, and this time compared to last year is a world of difference.
Okay, good starting point, and it's so true. Tell our audience a little bit of an overview of what you do first, and then we'll come back and ask you some questions.
All right, well, I run Kaiser Research Online, which is a portal that covers the Canadian-listed resource exploration and development and mining companies, and it has been an awful 5 years starting in 2011 with everything just relentlessly heading down. The turn happened in the third week of January. We have had a tremendous rebound, still a fraction of where the entire sector was in the last 10 years. We're in a bit of a summer doldrum lull, but I'm fairly optimistic that we have several years of running room left and not just in the gold and silver sector, but also in the other metals, not for macroeconomic reasons, but for security of supply reasons. And the big reason is the impact that Donald Trump is having on the way the world is thinking about the future.
So hold that for a second. I can tell you on a personal level, I'm seeing smiling faces on CEOs, which is good, because for a long time it was one of those down cycles. Now we're in an up cycle. Let's speak to that. Tell us what your thoughts are. And by the way, what are you speaking on at the conference?
Well, in my talk tomorrow, I will be going through the four core narratives, which is the commodity cycle, the gold bug narrative, the security supply narrative, and discovery exploration, which I think is making a comeback. So I'll be going through those four areas, and then I'll talk a bit more about a question the market has. Okay, we know how to price optionality plays, but how do we price an exploration junior where all we have is a target, or maybe even a target with one drill hole in it? How do we put a value on that company? And there is a way of doing it, and I'm going to show the people how to do it.
Wow, I'd really like to know the answer to that right now. Well, give me a 30 seconds on where you even begin to value that, and tell our audience.
Well, everything in the junior game is a gamble. It's a bet on an uncertain outcome. And the trick is you listen to the company. What are they trying to prove? How many ounces? How big? What grade? And so on. And if it exists, what would it be worth as a mine? And that's standard stuff. You can look it up and so on. And then you put a price that's a fraction of that based on the uncertainty. So if it's very early stage and it's potentially worth $1 billion, then you get to put a 2.5% to 5% value, which is still pretty good because that's like a $25 to $50 million value for a company that says we're going to have a $1 billion home run here. And this can be done. It's a lot of work to some degree, but I'm also building an online crowd-based system which is going to enable you, the public, to go in there, do this yourself, share it with your peers, critique your peers, and this thing will create a consensus outcome which everybody will then bet against or bet with, and it's going to revolutionize the way this whole exploration industry operates.
So I'm guessing that you probably designed a format with several different criteria that so long as you can plug them in, you could literally get a valuation somewhere out of it.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I do it myself the hard way with the spreadsheet and all that, but we're designing an online system where you just go and make individual choices about tonnage, grade, costs, and all that. Each one you think about independently. Then you push the magic button and the horrible equation behind the scenes kicks out an after-tax NPV, an IRR, and of course your discount rate. And then you can see how that value compares to how the market's pricing it. If the market's pricing it a lot less and you think your numbers are right, then you go and buy the stock. If stock's much higher, you say, well, maybe I'm going to short that stock type of thing or just avoid it completely. But the problem is one person doing that alone is not good enough. It's a number of people creating a distribution of outcomes, all critiquing each other, and this is going to be amazing. It's going to converge on the truth much faster than all the qualified professionals can do with their 43-101 events. This is going to give structure to a highly uncertain industry that has lost its audience because people don't know what bets they're making anymore. They don't know what the outcome is. They don't know what the payout's going to be. This will restore that, and we will have international gambling capital coming into the exploration sector, and it'll be both the Australian Stock Exchange and the Canadian exchanges, because both have robust cultures for exploration, and they also have decent reporting systems.
I think that's kind of fascinating, John. Let's get your website out there for investors to find out more information about this.
It's kaiserresearch.com, and if you like this outcome visualization stuff, find that button on my website, click on it, and you can see a preview of what I'm doing and what you'll be eventually able to do yourself, or at least watch others do it and find out who's got the best reputation, and then find your favorite unofficial guru to follow and place your own bets in the market.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Kaiser, who's come up with something very interesting. Kaiser Research Online. He's a What? Just say who it is? Ladies and gentlemen, John Kaiser from Kaiser Research Online. Give that website one more time.
kaiserresearch.com, and look for the outcome visualization button to see a preview of how I do it and an example of what you'll be able to do in the not too distant future.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Kaiser, Kaiser Research Online speaker. As a matter of fact, he's a featured speaker at the Sprott Conference. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNN Live, and we're coming to you live from the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver. John, great seeing you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Shelley.
You're quite welcome.